And we're live. This is my airsoft gun. Don't worry about it. It's not real. So, funny thing happened last night before I went to bed. Like, never do this, by the way. If you want to get a good night's sleep, certain things trigger me, and I'm cruising through like Instagram because I wanted to see, check on my stories and stuff like that or whatever. And I see like the dude who I think runs the New York State Writers Institute. I think it's him anyway. I'm not going to mention his name because I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name or whatever. It doesn't matter. He's older than me, but he did an article on me many years ago when I got my first book deal or whatever. It was a little bit snarky. He called me a blue collar guy, and like I have my MFA, motherfucker. I don't know. Anyway, but I was thankful for it. But anyway, it's a selfie with him and fucking Chuck Schumer. And I'm like, I just like felt like, because I don't give a fuck what party Schumer belongs to, even though he is a big lefty. But I consider him the scum of the earth. He is by far, the most. He would sell his mother for a vote. And he's gotten rich. He's never had a job in his life. He's gotten rich by taking money from special interests and in Congress, and he panders to minorities. He just has like no pride in himself. He is just the scum of the earth. And there's others on the other side too, like this Santos guy, I guess, whatever. I don't know. But anyway, I was like, I just wrote in there. I was like, you're supposed to be a fucking journalist. Like, what are you doing? And you run the New York State Writers. I don't even know what the New York State Writers Institute does, to be honest. I've never heard anything from them, and I make my living writing fiction. I've won all these awards and hit the New York Times, USA Today, Amazon overall #1, Shamus Award, Thriller Award. Been the subject of articles in the New York Times. Been on Fox News, and I don't hear a word from them. Sometimes they have readings, they sponsor readings, but it's always like on the very woke and like equity, like they'll have like some no name who doesn't sell many copies, and students from the university are probably forced to go to the reading and all that sort of stuff. But not even during the pandemic did I hear from the New York State Writers Institute. I did hear from the Penn Center, and they offered up a forgivable loan, which I accepted and gladly accepted. So I did hear from Penn. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, I was probably hard on the guy. I probably shouldn't have written what I wrote to him, but you're a journalist. You should be independent. And like, Chuck, you and I could take a picture together, but I'm not going to post it proudly. I'd probably pull Chuck's hair until he was down on his knees and like saying, stop it, please, you're hurting me. Anyway, that rant's over. So then, I haven't even mentioned this yet, but subscribe if you haven't yet. Punch the Chuck Schumer like button and tap the bell for notifications so you don't miss on one single video. So back to the old subject of book signings. I do hardly any of them anymore. The most I do is I go down to the Mysterious Bookshop in New York City and sign stock. They call it a stock signing. And just look, I've done a video on that, or whatever, but I don't even really do that anymore. So here's a better idea. When you have a new book coming out, you set up a series of promos. You can do a hard launch like we did this week with Moonlight Runs, or you can do a soft launch where basically the book comes out. You buy a copy the first day just to get it moving. And then maybe just spend 10 minutes on social media advertising it and let it go. And I guarantee it'll pick up speed, especially if it's part of a series. it'll inevitably pick up speed and start selling slowly but surely. This week we moved I'd say 300 books over like a bunch of bookstores and hit a bunch of bestseller lists, and it was very successful, I think. And but here's the important part. The important part is not like if I did book signing, for instance, like if I drove to like 2 or 3 bookstores, maybe I would have moved like 30 books or something like that, which would be good, like for, you know, but it would have taken all day, and it would have been a waste of time, and it would have been a loser of a day financially, all that stuff. That stuff still, book signings are 20th century. And I know some people out there are going to be like, well, you're selling ebooks. Yeah, well, fuck you. You know what? Yeah, it's mostly how people are reading these days. That's what they're reading. And so, like, it all counts. It all comes out in ebook, paper, and audio. But, like, yeah, I sold a ton of ebooks this week. And at the same time, and this is the most important thing, it allowed me the time all day to write thousands, not hundreds, but thousands of new words for 2 books I'm working on right now. And it's back to that, what is it? Would I be better off writing? Yes, you're better off writing than going to book signings that like are going to be poorly attended or whatever, or you're just doing it for vanity reasons or whatever. Like I get my vanity fixed doing this. And I get to talk to my friends, my fans personally. And I make these videos as personal as possible for that reason. And you're welcome to talk back at me and the whole bit. But anyway, so just another example of where book signings are really, unless like you're Lee Child or, who's the woman who writes the fantasy books from England who was broke, but now she's rich. I don't even know her name because I don't read that shit. But you know who I'm talking about. Unless you're like that famous or whatever, it's just a waste of time. You're better off writing and letting promos take care of your book signing needs. All right, that's really all I have to say because it's Saturday and I got other things to do. But someone's shouting, "Hey, Wayne!" Get those edits fixed. I'm working on it, Wayne. Not yet, but I'm going to work on it tomorrow, probably. Thanks a lot, buddy. Wayne graciously offered. Wayne Burnett, I think that's it. Yeah, graciously offered to do a copy edit on my newest Young Chase Baker book, which I wrote last year, and hopefully I'll get it out in a week or 2, something like that. I got another book that's coming out like now. I got like 2 books coming out in between on top of Moonlight Runs. And I'll actually do a video on this, on what Wayne is doing for me. I'll do a video on this because it's very interesting. If you can find a guy like Wayne, he's worth his weight in gold. Anyway, all right. I hope you guys are all having a great freaking Saturday. A lot of football this weekend. Might try to catch some of it. And I will catch you guys tomorrow, God willing. Ciao, ciao.